and a man who has been an instrumental figure in the success of these past three national championship tournaments, is our guest today here on the Anderson Healey Show, as we are delighted to welcome Grayhawk's Director of Golf, Joe Shershenovich, to the show. Joe, welcome. How would you summarize what this three-year experience has been like for you and all the folks at Grayhawk, serving as the home course for collegiate golf's most prestigious event?
Well, thanks, Tim. It's great to be on the show. And it's hard to believe that our three-year run is over tomorrow. But I'll tell you, it's Grayhawk, as I said in a few interviews, Grayhawk was built for championships. And what a great championship this is. And with the help of Arizona State and the support of Arizona State with the Thunderbirds and our community, we really feel like we really helped elevate the women's and the men's championship. It's on a great trajectory. And we're going to leave it in really, really good shape. It goes to La Costa next year. But once we finish tomorrow, our three-year run was great. We made some nice improvements. We had this is such a great, vibrant golf community. And I think all the teams that came in have recognized that. We're having some great comments from the women and their teams last week. We're hearing a lot of great comments from the men's and their people this week that Scottsdale, Phoenix, Arizona State Thunderbirds, we as a team have done a great job hosting. It's been a lot of fun.
And boy, there are a heck of a lot of people involved in that process of hosting, aren't there?
Yes, it's not an easy task. It's a lot more than you think. We have a very talented team, and the best way to put it, I was talking to the Texas coach, John Fields, the other night, is set the bar high. Look at this like a tour event, like a Corn Ferry event or an LPGA event. And you've got TV, you've got high caliber players, you need security, you have the parking, you've got TV, you need the food and beverage, you need the volunteers, you've got to have a great site. Our poor superintendent, Ernie Pock, and his staff, it's normal tour events, people don't understand, are 1 week long. This is 2 weeks long, plus about 3 or 4 days of prep. So the poor staff has been up there at 4:35 in the morning, and then they got to get it mowed in the late afternoons every day. So it's fun, but it's a long 2 weeks, and we're ready to celebrate our 3 years. But we're also cheering for La Costa. Anything we can do to help to make this championship continue on its trajectory, we're here to help.
I heard you say in a recent interview, Joe, that the first year, 2021, was, for obvious reasons, the toughest year in terms of hosting the championship, and that things got a little bit easier exponentially each of the succeeding 2 years. What were some of the major differences and improvements that you think you were able to carry out to stage the event as successfully as you did all 3 years, but in particular these last couple?
I think, excuse me, I think if I look back, it was really helping the women elevate their championship. They were getting baked into the men's championship a little bit. And in Arkansas, they lost today to tornadoes. In Stillwater, they had a lot of rain. And in Chicago, they had snow. And I believe they lost around there. So the poor women, wow, not only were, they were victims of some tough weather and some only 3 rounds. And we wanted to get the women's championship right. So as I said in my other interview, we made it clear from day one, there's a women's championship, then there's a men's championship. So, Allison Brown from the Tennessee Golf Association and her rules committee, we met with her. We had an AJGA event 2 years prior. We really worked on our yardages. We really worked on getting it right. And instead of, the number one team, shooting 26 over, the number one team, the girls want to make birdies too. They want to go out and play, and they want to play well. And I think that was the most important part, was we've really helped the women's championship, where they really felt really good for 3 years. And obviously with Rose, our 3 winners were from Stanford. They were the best team. And the coaches are I really enjoyed meeting all the coaches. They're really into it. They want a test that recognizes and rewards the best, right? So on the other hand, you don't want it to be all tricked up and too hard. You just want to have a fair test. And at the end of the day, all the coaches, all the ADs, all the committees, the NCAA, everybody cares and everybody wants to get it right. And my takeaway is men's and women's golf is in a really good spot. The second part was these volunteers. I'm telling you, and everybody's talking about it. It's hard. When we were in Arkansas, and Stillwater got it. I mean, what Mike Holder and Alan Bratton and the team have done there, they had really educated volunteers there. But with the Phoenix Open and the Charles Schwab Cup, we've got over 400 volunteers. We've got all your GSRs up here from Arizona State. This is what we do in Arizona, right? We host championships, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's the golf tournament. And we do it, and we do it really well. And these people are genuine. They anticipate what customers' needs are. And these university students and their parents and their grandparents and their friends and all the SIDs and everybody coming in thanks us for that. And it's wonderful. And we have such a ground, we're so grounded on hospitality, and people appreciate that. So I think that's another takeaway. So getting that women's championship in a really good spot, and really our volunteers and all the support the community gave us, really making sure everybody feels that Southwestern, that Arizona hospitality. I think that's the takeaway, and we're really proud of that.
And if I can brag on my colleagues here at ASU, I've always felt the folks at Arizona State do a marvelous job in staging championship events, whether they be, conference tournaments or whatever. And it seems to me, from looking in from the outside, that the relationship between ASU athletics and Grayhawk, Joe, has been a phenomenal one.
Yeah, I mean, Tim, it's a great point. I've attended college events my whole life. I've never conducted a college event, right? You're a customer where you go to a basketball game, where you go to a Final Four, you go to an NCAA tournament, you go to a Fiesta Bowl, or you go to whatever. When you're hosting one, most people don't understand the responsibility of the D1 school in that neighborhood that's responsible. We've learned so much. And to your point, what Ray Anderson did from day one, when our owner, Greg Trias, called him and said, "Ray, what do you think?" Ray's like, "We're in." Arizona State was all in. We have J.D. Lauterberger, Kurt Klingerman. This is what these guys do. And I got to tell you, and Chiz, the whole team down there, they rallied around us. We rallied around them. It was never, no, we can't do that. It's these things are not cheap. And they're, and we were very cost effective, but we wanted to make sure that we had a lasting impact. And I said in my interview a few days ago, adding shade structures, adding little touches throughout the way. A lot of the coaches have complimented us on it, and I think that's going to become the new norm. And kudos to Ray Anderson. He could have said, "Listen, guys, we really got to watch this, or we got to watch that." And we would always say, "Listen, we think this is what's best for the tournament. This is what we've heard from the players, the coaches, from the NCAA. Here's what we've heard from the spectators." It just makes the environment or the event that much better. And if it makes the event better, let's do it. And that's the cool thing about the whole relationship. To your point, it's been a lot of fun. We've made some long-lasting relationships. And when we look back at this, as well, I tell the ASU guys, I got to go buy one credit at ASU. Everybody thinks I'm a ASU guy. I didn't graduate from ASU, but I'll always look back at this as a really, really special 3-year relationship where we really made a difference in college golf. And now the winner of the men's championship gets a Masters invite, a U.S. Open invite. The winner of the women's event gets an invite to the Augusta National. I mean, college golf is in a really, really good space right now.